Come on in. Caught me in the middle of making some tea. Welcome to my place. I am finally in my 1-bedroom apartment in New York City that I've wanted for so long. I've been on the move for, I guess I've been touring the past 5 years now. It was actually 6 years ago, almost to the date. I think it was January 1st, 2012 that I came up here for my birthday right after New Year's. And I remember walking down the street. I was staying at a place in Lower East Side. I was walking down the street and I saw this McDonald's, which is actually right up the street. And it said, like, we deliver. I was like, I don't know where this is, what part of New York this is, but I never want to leave. This is incredible. I gotta live here. You know, I've lived all around. I'll talk about that later, but finally, I have a spot to myself in my favorite neighborhood, East Village, and this is my home right here. Let's take a look. Oh, first, we gotta let my friend Alexa know that we're here. Alexa, I'm home. All right, let's go into the living room. These are rugs. So this is actually the same exact rug that I had on the last tour, except it was all black with a maroon border. Really into rugs. When I do my shows, once I have the budget, I really want to get Persian rugs to just put all on the ground, little candles, everything. I'm trying to set an ambiance. Tapestry, Tree of Life. I just really like it. It's super earthy. As you can see, I have my bamboo plant right here. This is real. It's a little bit dusty right now from the move in. Coffee table. This was actually from my parents' beach house. And my mom is like painted on it and stuff. But the thing about New York City is you don't have a lot of space. So this top right here comes off, and that's usually where I have an air mattress and a bunch of other stuff stored in here. Coffee table books. I have a bunch of coffee table books. I'm super into those. My favorite though is the Frank Ocean Boys Don't Cry magazine. A huge Frank Ocean fan. Always keep that with me when I'm creating. Place Plus Faces magazine. Shout out to Solomon and Cisse. Thug Kitchen, my best friend got me. The Pantone book. As you guys can probably see, or if you know me already, I'm obsessed with colors. All the way down from what's on the wall to what I'm wearing to what color the lights are in my bedroom. I'm super into colors. So the Pantone book is always good inspiration. It's like through the centuries. Oh, this is one of my favorites to take along with me. 1984, but Shakespeare's Sonnets. I always like reading those. That's a good plain book. This right here, it's super ghetto rigged right now. I really like Alphonse Mucha, and I really like La Trappistine. But right now it's just in like a really nasty poster frame thing that's cracked from Amazon shipping. But I do like the photo, so once it's framed, it'll look really nice behind this couch. Up here, we have my bike. I'm so pumped to get this thing out. It's just the whole time that I've been here, it has had ice on the ground everywhere. Got my little phone case right here. I'm a big kid at heart, so my water bottle is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle water bottle. And then my hydro flask to keep things super warm. Moving on from this, yoga mat for the stretches in the morning. That usually happens before and after the run. Today I was really terrible about it, which is bad because it was super cold. This right here used to be my desk chair. Because I didn't have a desk chair for a while. I just got a desk chair in today. But it actually folds up into this little canister thing. And the thing is about this living room, you're probably like, where's the TV? I haven't watched TV in so long that I knew when I got my place, I really didn't want one to clutter up this living area. When I come out here, honestly, the couch is pretty much used for my morning meditation. I want it to be an escape from all that work stuff in the back. And that being said, let's move on to the couch. So, this couch, where do we begin? My mom sends me a text and says, hey, I see this couch. On Facebook, it was only 50 bucks. I think 2 weeks later or something, my mom sees a couple roaches running out of the study. Put roach traps in it, no roaches come from that. So the couch survived. So fast forward again to move-in time. The mover guys that I hired, they were like, oh man, I've moved a lot of couches in a lot of different apartments. I really don't think this is gonna work. Long story short, they ripped the back off, sawed it in half, carried it up the stairs, reassembled it right here, screwed it in, and boom, the couch is here. But that is the couch. that is it for the living room. Let's move on to the DJ space. And this is great. So this is actually the first time that I've ever had my DJ equipment anywhere other than my parents' house. Well, other than college. So it's been years. That's why you guys would always ask for mixes. And I'm like, I'm not doing mixes. The reason is I never had this with me. So it was tough to do mixes. Are you getting mixes now? No. But it is nice to have this here. There actually is something awesome coming up at the end of January that has to do with this DJ stuff. It won't be out at the end of January, but it's being done at the end of January, and it will come out this year, and you'll see it a lot. So I'm so excited for that. Here's fan art up here. I know a lot of you guys have given me posters and pictures and stuff over the years, but this is what I had readily available when I was moving in and driving at 4:30 in the morning. I have a bunch of records down here in my shirt bag. Henry, the Beastie Boys one is here, and C-Flakes, the Led Zeppelin one is here. What does this look like? It looks like, you know, like a cool mid-century modern shelf. But you take this, you pop it open, fully functional record player and vintage radio. This right here is a little closet. I don't even know what's in here. This is a custom jacket that I made for my homie TJ. He gave me his jacket like a year and a half ago, and I'm just getting it to him. So if you ask how backed up I am, even my best friends are getting their stuff late. Right here we have my snowboard completely packed up right now. I actually had to skip my first snowboard trip of the year with my homie Mike because I was getting this apartment. The thing about New York City apartments is if you like it, you better grab it now, because if not, somebody else is gonna grab it. Grab it, transition. This right here is actually a poster from 1992, the Air Jordan. I used to have the Air Jordans, and then I sold them when I wanted money. I used to be a really big sneakerhead, and I still have tons of Jordans. I just never wear them. I wear these now. I'm in super comfy mode right now. Hair's all frizzy, face looking nasty. You're in my apartment. You're in my zone now. You're in my world. You gotta get comfy with me. Let's go into the bedroom. We got the Nest security cam up here, and if any motion happens in this apartment, it sends me a notification, and I can either talk to them, call emergency services, or just run home and beat somebody with a stick. But let's go into the bedroom. Welcome to my abode, my bedroom / studio. In here is legitimately where the magic happens. This has been pretty much my brainchild for a couple years now, at least. I love writing and making and just having stuff right by my bed, because there are a lot of times you kind of just have to let God and the universe dictate your life when it comes to creativity. So if you're in bed and you're about to pass out and that one incredible idea comes to you, I don't want to have to get out of bed. There are a lot of things that you have to get over to get that idea out. If you have to hop out of bed, walk into the living room, set things up, and then get the idea out. So I know a lot of people say don't put your workspace in your bed space, that should be a sleeping area. But I feel like as a creative and for what we do, it is really nice to have your stuff readily available at any time that the creation or the inspiration hits. But if I'm laying here with all my plants behind me and creation hits, hop out of bed, boom, swing over here, the desk is standing up, pop this open, and just hit record immediately right here. I have a dual monitor set up with the iPad. This also is gonna function as my vocal booth monitor. So this right here, other than being a humidifier house for my guitars, this will be a vocal booth. So I built this with my dad back home. And this right here feeds to the Apollo. So if I want to record vocals, I will just take my mic stand over here. It'll be sitting in the vocal booth, and I'll have my iPad attached to the mic stand. It'll have a virtual display of Ableton. I have 4 guitars and a bass with me, and an ukulele. So this first guitar is my Taylor. I've had this since I was 17 maybe. The second one is my brand new Jazzmaster. I really like the tone of the Soap Bar. This one actually has a little bit higher action than I'm used to, so the tone is incredible. But if it's not the Jazzmaster, then it is the Telecaster. And I got this one. This one has super low action. Like 2 days after I got back from China. So I got back and I knew I wanted a white Telecaster for something that you guys will find out about later. And I picked this one up off Craigslist. This one's just a Squier jazz bass, like nothing crazy. The last one is a Yamaha 12 string from like 1972 that I picked up off Craigslist. The guy had it just sitting in his closet since 1972. But that's why I have the humidifier down here, is because these guitars were drying out. Over to the plants, we have all my cacti, my succulents. Over here is my pothos. This thing is massive. I still gotta get pots for all my plants. This is my ivy. I call it Grandma's ivy or Yaya's ivy because it's from my grandma's garden. Keep this near the bedside. It's another low light plant. My Norfolk pine for home. I really don't know if that one's gonna survive or not. I guess we can kind of studio tour it too. So down here, I have my RC20XL loop station. So this is my Banshee talk box. I've had this since I was a kid too. You probably noticed that I have no keyboard. There's no drawer for a keyboard to come out. That's because I used the Ableton Push 2. But I love this thing. And just honestly, it was a life-changing tool for me. Shout out Ableton. I'd love to come in and drool over all your Push 2s because I love this piece of equipment. My MacBook Pro is here. All of this first project was recorded on the Shure SM7B. I have my Bear Dynamic DT770s, so I love mixing in those first and then coming on to something like my Sonys. And then finally, over here on the tree, I have my Shures. When it comes to mixing headphones and all this gear, it's not what's the best, it's what you have learned to use the best. I haven't recorded anything with this yet because I haven't gotten a shock mount, but this is the Neumann U87 microphone, and it's so beautiful. So a lot of the layering and crazy vocal stuff that you hear was done through this TC Helicon Voice Live Touch 2. And lastly, the craziest thing in here, actually, Alexa, turn bedroom lights off.
Okay.
Is Alexa, turn on Chase's entertainment system. So, like I said before, I'm not really into TVs. So up here, I brought a projector, and then I have my Apple TV up here, and then the Nintendo Switch also. So I haven't played the Nintendo Switch on it, but actually, the coolest part of the room isn't even that. The coolest part of the room is like, oh man, look at this thing. It can't work like that. Come over here, hit the 3, and voila. It's straight down to exactly where you want it. So going back to your flow, it's all about the flow. And that was one thing. I stand up when I work on music. Actually, let's turn this off and get the lights back on. So the biggest thing about creation and inspiration is flow. And when I work on music, I'm so used to DJing and I've been doing it for so long that sitting down and working on music, like the creation side of music, I didn't feel like the energy was translating. So during my first project, I had a kitchen island that was on wheels. And I'd wheel that island into my bedroom and it has like pots and pans in it. And I'd throw the push on it, I'd throw this, my duet, and then my microphone would be off with a reflection filter in the corner, and that's how I worked. But I knew that when I'm sitting here and I'm working on something and inspiration hits, I don't want to have to go to the kitchen and grab this island and switch all my stuff and move to another desk. I want to just go like this and go position 1, stand up, and as it's happening, I can still be doing it. So boom, 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 and now it's right at the exact height that I want. Okay, now the inspiration has died down, I need to mix it. Just come right back, hit the 3, and boom, it's right back down to where I want. Basically, in this apartment, I wanted things that made me feel at home. I wanted things that reminded me of home, and I wanted things that inspired me to move past this apartment and go on to bigger and better things. Because this was a huge milestone for me. That passion that I've had my whole life, there's no reason to shun it just because other people did when I was a kid. I don't know, it wasn't cool. It wasn't that cool. So to put the vlogs out and see that you guys actually thought it was cool inspired me to go back and really pursue my dreams and my passion. And the beauty is, just like you sit there and you let the universe give you all these thoughts and ideas, I also know that the more I put out the intentions and the feelings and the energy of the person I want to be, the more I'm going to attract things that I need to keep fulfilling this purpose around me. Just in the week that I've been in New York City, I've gotten so much more done because I've felt so much more centered and so much more confident in the next step. It's a big step about to come. This was a huge milestone for me, and I feel like it was not only the closing of the last chapter of my life, of being super hectic and moving around all the time, but I also believe it is the foundation to the next step in my life. To see those memories of where I first came up to New York 6 years ago, pictures on my hard drives of being in that McDonald's or being on the train. To see those, I know that if I would have told myself, you'll be in your smart apartment where you can tell your freaking piece of plastic to turn all your lights off, I've been like, there's no way. Every single day, I have to wake up. I actually have this sucker program that every morning, if I want the weather and I want the lights to turn on, I have to tell this thing, today is a great day. And no matter what my dreams were about the last night, no matter how stressed I was at 4 a.m. mixing a song that I'm still looking up YouTube tutorials, I'm gonna wake up the next day. I'm gonna tell this sucker it's a great day. It's gonna tell me it's 11 degrees. I'm gonna strap on my shoes. I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna run through the freaking snow. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get to work. The only thing you have control of right now is the now. And that's what I hope to do in this apartment. And if this is the now that I was dreaming of before, it's time for me to work in the now to achieve the now that I'm dreaming of now. So now is the end of the apartment tour. I hope you liked it. I really love this place. Back through the living area. You know what? Alexa, I'm out this thing.
Don't worry, I'll hold down the fort.
And that's it. Peace. Thank you.
When the morning